Hello friends, I'm Kaustubh and now we'll be continuing the discussion of part 2, question number 51 to 100 of the test that you appeared for yesterday. So, 51st question. This is regarding external trade sector of India. When we speak about 51st questions, merchandise trade deficit is the largest component of India's current account deficit. This is correct. India has consistently run trade surplus. This is also correct. So, in this question, answer is C, both 1 and 2. Both the points are correct. Yesterday, we had seen that USA and UAE are the countries with which India has positive trade surplus. So, and Indonesia, in that question, it was Indonesia, we had -1. So, here, China and Indonesia. So, here, US and UAE are mentioned, and consistently since the last couple of years, we have been having a positive surplus or positive balance with these countries. Question number 52, principle of invisible hand. You're very well aware. This is Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations. And he had given it in 1776 in his book, Wealth of Nations, which is related to the principles of laissez-faire, that is market economy. Individual self-interest leads to larger self-interest of the larger interest of the society. And here, invisible hand is a metaphor that is used for free market economy. Regarding 51, I would just like to add that if you just observe the basket, you are supposed to read that too, the basket of exports, top, and basket of imports that India has. Top exports, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you say it is crude petroleum imports, right? So first item that we import is crude petroleum, second is gold, and these are the two major items which have resulted into very large trade deficit that we have with the external global world and countries. So first is crude petroleum, second is gold, third is petro products, and fourth is coal. So majorly related to energy sector as well as gold. And top exports from India, here petroleum products again are the top. See, this is good that we import crude, but we process the crude and then export the petro products. So here petroleum products is the first item on our export list. Second is precious stones, so gems and jewelry, precious stones. Third is drug formulations, uh, right, and biologicals. So India's pharma sector is very good, and then gold and precious metals come later, and then finally fifth is iron and steel. So and with this we can relate the scheme that we saw, Purvodaya scheme, that the government is planning to implement in the eastern India. So this is about 51. 52 is discussed. 53, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Now this is under Ministry of Rural Development. Answer is C. Straightforward. Question 54. 54 is regarding the transport sector in India. So if you look at the transport sector of India, I'll just like to make certain observations. When we speak about civil aviation, we have the third largest domestic civil aviation market. So here it is mentioned that India is the largest domestic market for civil aviation in the world, statement number 2. So this statement is wrong. But if you see the statement number 1, Indian Railways is third largest railway network in the world. Now this is not completely correct. If you look at on the internet, we are the fourth. So government documents also say that we are the fourth largest, so not third. This statement should also be wrong. Then the share of road transport is largest in the Indian transport sector. No one can deny that, right? So third statement only would be correct. But then other points regarding this transport sector in India. First, India's road network, if you see, it is second largest in the world. Road network, after United States of America, we have the largest road network in the world and also one of the busiest. When we say rail, we are fourth in the rail network. This rail network is second busiest in the world. The four countries in decreasing order: first is United States of America, which has the highest density of railways. Second is China, third is Russia, and fourth is India in railway network. In waterways, we are the ninth largest, right? Inland waterways, just imagine that inland waterways is the cheapest over long distances and also for freight transport. But then inland waterways in India, it just contributes to 0.1% of freight transport in the country, which is gross underutilization of our potential. Then India's highways, if you say, the density is higher than the density of China as well as United States of America. So the density of highways in India, so per square kilometers, the length of highway that we have, this is highest in India, even if you compare it to uh, United States of America or even China. Next, about 65% of freight and 80% of traffic is through roads. So we have seen this, that the third statement, the share of road transport is highest in transport sector. This is true. 65% of freight transport and 80% of traffic is by road, which is not a very good sign. Ideally, it should be over long distances. India has a coastline of nearly 7,100 kilometers. We should be utilizing that waterways external plus the inland waterways. So that can be much cheaper for freight and traffic passenger transport, short and long distances, and freight transport over long distances. It can be complementary to railways, aviation, and roadways. But then we have underutilized our water transport. Even railways is underutilized. Indian railways can deliver much better than what they are doing presently. So here also there is huge scope for improvement, and this dependence for 65% freight and 80% traffic on the road is actually counterproductive for the country, because it increases the time of transportation, it increases the emissions that we have, and it takes a lot of time. Also, road traffic accidents and deaths associated with it are also very high in number. National highways, for example, they are just 2% of the network of road network, but they carry 40% of traffic. So this is the burden that we have on our highways, and that contributes to high number of deaths. So here the answer would be only three, and this has not been given in the options. So we regret that mistake that has occurred here. Question 55. Consider the following statements about shipping in India. Almost two-thirds of India's trade in terms of value is transported by sea. Uh, that's correct. So that is not the question is asking incorrect. So first one is correct. That's not the answer. India's share in total world dead weight tonnage. That is how the shipping is calculated or measured, right? Potential. So dead weight tonnage is almost 50% in the world. Uh, Nothing can be more false than this statement, right? Because if you see India's right dead weight share in the total world dead weight tonnage is 0.9%, not even 1%, right? And this question statement says about 50%. So this is incorrect statement. So answer is only two. Question 56. Now this speaks about uh, the milk production in the country. India is the largest producer of milk in the world. Yes, because we have one of the largest. We have highest number of cattle. We have 57% of buffaloes in the world. Even in sheep, we have 25% of sheep and goat population. So overall, the production of milk in the country is highest in the world. There's no doubt about it. Second, the annual growth rate of milk production in India is more than 20%. No, not exactly. See, we are the largest producers of milk in the world. 20% of world's milk is produced in India, but the rate of growth is just 4.5%. So not 20%. The per capita consumption is almost 1.5 liters. No, right? It is 300, approximately 300 to 320 grams per person that we have. That is why this statement is wrong. So first was right, second is wrong, third is wrong. So answer here is A, one only. Question number and yeah, about this question, a few points. 52%, I mean, whatever milk is produced in India, 52% or nearly half of it is surplus, which goes into commercial activities, like it is sold and bought. But then less than that, less than half of it. So of the overall production, only 25% is goes to organized sector. 100% production, 52% is surplus. Out of that, half of it goes to organized sector. Rest is sold locally and in loose, right? Which is not a very good sign again. We need to process more, because milk can be sold not only as milk, it can be processed in the form of powder, butter, milk, the cheese and ice creams and all. So that will increase the value addition. So here, nearly 25% of the potential is being lost because it is not being dealt with by organized sector. Next, question number 57. The main objective of one nation, one ration. So it's straightforward. Answer is C, nationwide portability. Because see, if you see the other options, strengthening federalism, that's not the actual, I mean, you can't connect it directly. Ensuring food security for all. So one nation, one ration card can, food security can be dealt with by multiple things. Just having such card at national level will not give food security. And then curb the leakages. It doesn't make any difference to the system or leakages. So portability is the best option here. C, 58. JNPT is India's first port trust board. Again, you know that ports were developed in India during British times. So the first port trust, I mean, it is first port trust board. It was Calcutta. It was in 1870, right? So this first statement is wrong. JNPT is only Indian port to be listed among the world's top 30. This is true. This is very high capacity. So Answer is 2, B, 2 only. Next, question number 59. Three islands are mentioned, and you have to see which of them are correctly matched. So, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island, Andaman and Nicobar. This is true. Earlier, the island was called Ross Island. It is famous tourist destination. When you land in Port Blair, a small jetty takes you to the Ross Island, and Ross is extremely beautiful. It is an abandoned island. No one lives there, right? But it was initially the headquarters of British in Andaman and Nicobar. It's wonderful island. So this is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island. Second is Abdul Kalam. This is wrong because it is Wheeler Island. It is in Odisha, not in Andhra Pradesh. I think it is integrated test range missile testing facility of India is located in this Abdul Kalam Island, which was called that Wheeler Island. And third is the Aliyabet. Aliyabet is in Gujarat. That is true. It is one of the streams of Narmada. That on the mouth of that stream, Aliyabet is located. And this was in news regarding the fact that Japanese were investing into this for fishing and settlement development. This is famous for turtles, prawns, and fishing. So it's in Baroz district. Aliyabet is done. Question number 60. So answer is 1 and 3 only. C. Question number 60. Garden of Five Senses. It is in Delhi, tourist destination. So B is the answer. 61. Description of city is given, and when you say Lee Corbusier, it is Chandigarh. Chandigarh is, I mean, the description that is given, Shivaliks also is mentioned here. So Chandigarh is the city which is at the foothills of Shivalik. This we have studied in NCERT Human Geography in the context of Sukho Majri. Like Raregan Siddhi, Sukho Majri is also a case study for watershed development. So Sukna Lake, you must relate it to Sukna Lake, Shivaliks, and Chandigarh. So 61 is B, Chandigarh. 62, Sports Authority of India, incorrect, which are like both the statements are correct here. That is why the answer is D, neither 1 nor 2, right? 63, Archaeological Survey of India. It mentions that it was founded by Warren Hastings in 1776. No, it was Robert Clive. Robert Clive founded the Archaeological Survey of India. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. This is Alexander Cunningham, not Robert Clive. It was founded by Alexander Cunningham in 1861. This presently is under Ministry of Culture, and Lord Canning at that time was the person who was the Governor General of India, right? Or we can say Viceroy also, because 1858 Act, the nomenclature changed. So Lord Canning. So here ASI was founded, first statement is wrong. The two other statements are correct. It is under Ministry of Culture. So answer is B, 2 and 3 only. Question number 64, lion capital. So what are the animals present on that lion capital apart from the lion, right? So it is elephant, horse, bull, and lion. So lion is present, the 4 lions are present there on the top, but under that also separated by the wheels, for the animals that are depicted, there are 4 animals. Lion is repeated here. So we have elephant, horse, bull, and lion. Peacock is not present there, right? So C is the answer here. 65, Utkal. Utkal is Odisha, right? I don't have to tell you that, right? 66, CDS. Again, both statements are correct here. Recently, this post was formed. It is in news, and you are very well aware. Both the statements are correct here. 67. Now, this is the description given, and this description belongs to Nanaji Deshmukh. Now, who was this person? This person was in news because of the Bharat Ratna award given to him in 2019, right? So, posthumously it was given to him, and his work, as it is given in the description, it is for rural development. He had an opportunity to get into cabinet, but he did not. He denied. He left politics because he believed that the government is focusing too much on urban areas, whereas the development, the kind of development that is required in India, is villages, rural development. So he worked in the social sector later, rural development area. See Nanaji Deshmukh. 68, Mitra Shakti, India, Sri Lanka. 69, UN peacekeeping. Now, about UN peacekeeping, I would like to give you certain numbers. Highest number of this supplied, I mean, soldiers contributed, is by Ethiopia and Rwanda. Top. So, on top, we have 2 countries, Ethiopia and Rwanda. Second rank, India, Bangladesh, Nepal. So, the statement here is India is the second largest troop contributor. This is true. And for various UN missions, we have contributed troops to nearly 49 UN missions till date, and it is like 2 lakh and 8,000 troops we have contributed. highest number of fatalities Indian troops have experienced in UN peacekeeping missions. Uh, Most of the Indian soldiers are in Central African Republic and South Sudan, which are very unstable politically. This United Nations peacekeeping has been in controversy regarding the fact that there has been division in the world in global north and global south. What we want better funds, we want say in decision making, we want the United Nations to take prompt action so that the situation doesn't deteriorate on the field. Whereas the north is less concerned about deterioration of situation, they are more concerned about funds. They do not want to contribute what is required, and rather they want us to pitch in our money also. So this is not being accepted by the south, and there are issues here. But then nevertheless, a good thing is that across the board, north or south, United Nations accepts the role that India has played constructively in peacekeeping internationally. So and then countries like India are especially concerned about the agendas that hidden agendas, vested interests that the developed countries have for interventionism in these disturbed states. So question number 70. So here both the statements are correct. Question number 70. UT is in increasing order of their area. 2134. So it's Lakshadweep is the smallest. Andaman and Nicobar we have. Jammu Kashmir and then Ladakh. Ladakh is considered to be the largest UT now, right? 2134. 71. Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Now Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, it merges three schemes. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, and then the Teachers Education Program. So that is Samagra Shiksha. This has been run by HRD Ministry, right? C is the answer. 72. IIP. It is released by Central Statistical Office. It should be Central Statistical Organization. So that is correct. First statement. The base year mentioned is 2014-15. That is wrong. It is 2011-12. So first statement is right. Second statement is wrong here. Incorrect which are less. So only 2 is the answer. A. 73. Again, incorrect statements here. The modern postal system in India was started by Robert Clive in 1776. That is correct statement. He started it. Second, the Department of Post comes under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. That is wrong. It comes under Ministry of Communications. Third statement is correct. Social Security, Financial Inclusion. Fourth is also correct. The telegram services have been discontinued. See, when we say Department of Post, it was started by Dalhousie, right? But modern postal system, it is Robert Clive, 1776. Question number 74. Which of the following islands does not belong to Lakshadweep group? See, when we say Lakshadweep group, it is divided into three island groups. Amindevi, uh, we have Minicoy and Lakadiv. So here Amindevi is correct. Kavarati is the capital of Lakshadweep. Androt Island is also present in Lakshadweep. Sentinel was in news because of Sentinelist tribe, and this is a group in Andaman. So islands, North Sentinel, South Sentinel, these are in Andaman Island. So here answer is C. 75. Second Buddha. Now this second Buddha is related to it's called Guru Rinpoche, is the lotus born or the precious Guru. He's called. He's credited with bringing Buddhism to Tibet. So here the answer is Padma Sambhava, right? So this is D is the answer here. Padma Sambhava. 76. Lake Chilka, largest brackish water lake. That is true. Ramsar site, that is also true, and famous for rich biodiversity or diversity of local and migratory birds. All three statements are true here. You are very well aware that Chilka also has Irrawaddy dolphins. One of the, highest density of Irrawaddy dolphins is in Lake Chilka. Plus, apart from that, many migratory birds, a lot of species, right, turtles and all, everything is present in Chilka. So all of them are correct. D is the answer. 77. Chronological order of their formation is given in polity book 2134. B is the answer. 78. Shagun portal. It is again incorrect second statement because it is Niti Aayog it is given, but then it cannot be Niti Aayog. This is Ministry of HRD, right? Human Resource Development. Sorry. 79. Again, which of the following pairs regarding departments and ministries of Government of India are not correctly matched? So, Department of Official Language. This is under Ministry of Home Affairs. You are aware of it. This Department of Space, it is under PMO directly. It is not under Ministry of Science and Tech. Department of Disinvestment. This is under Ministry of Finance and not Commerce and Industry. And lastly, land resources, it is under Ministry of Rural Development and not Agriculture. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all are not matched properly. Clear? Uh, Question number 80, National Disaster Management Authority. So this act was 2005. This is correct. Headed by PM. This is also correct. It's a constitutional body. Not at all. This is a statutory body. It's an organization which was created under the act, and this is not present in constitution. So 1 and 2 only is the option here. A. 81, regarding the nuclear three-stage program that India has. First stage, fast breeder reactors. No, FBRs are in second stage. So first stage is pressurized heavy water reactors. So first statement is wrong. Plutonium is produced in the second stage by irradiation of uranium-238. This is absolutely correct. The breeder reactors that we are speaking about, fast breeder reactors, they use natural uranium and they convert the uranium into plutonium. So this is correct. Third, third stage is based on plutonium uranium cycle. No, we know it is thorium uranium cycle, thorium cycle. So third stage is called advanced heavy water reactors, which is thorium. These are also breeder reactors. So here it's the thorium cycle, not this plutonium uranium cycle. So answer is C2 only. 82, Operation Twist. So signs of slowdown. This is true that if there is a slowdown, bond yields, as it is mentioned, decreasing bond yields, they have been caused due to slowdown. This is true. And then RBI's Operation Twist. Now, what is this Operation Twist? Both statements are correct here. Answer is C. What is this Operation Twist? It is simultaneous selling of short-term securities and buying long-term securities. So what is RBI doing? RBI is converting its securities, short-term securities, into long-term securities. So through open market operations, this is done by RBI. What it leads to, uh, the long term goal is, or the goal aim of this exercise is to reduce the interest rates in the market, because government or RBI wants to pump up the economy. So here RBI buys the long term bonds. What would happen? Their demand in the market will go up. If the demand goes up, their prices will go up. This will reduce the yield, and yields are associated with interest rates that the banks charge. So if yield goes down for long term bonds, the interest rates also go down, and that leads to more take up of credit by the uh, economy. And so this is what RBI wants to do in a slowdown. So answer here is C, both 1 and 2. And this term twist comes from US. This was something that was done in US by Kennedy during Kennedy's time, to handle the aftermath of Korean War, right? It is Chubby Checker's song, right? The twist. So on that it is based. Uh, and that twist refers to what? It is the shape of the yield curve that changes after this action by the central banks. So that is the twist that is being referred to here. uh, Next is 83, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Here, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. B is the answer. 84, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. What is correct? Both 1 and 2 is correct. It hears appeals and then hears appeals against the orders of competition. Both statements are correct here. Answer is C again. 85, Heavy Water Board. Now, when we speak about heavy water, we know it is D2O. It has it has contributed successfully the first stage of nuclear program by producing heavy water for all pressurized heavy water reactors. This is correct statement. Board is not only self-sufficient in meeting the domestic demand, but is also exporting it, right? Or future this PHWR, AHWR are even store karta hai. This is true. When we speak about this heavy water board, it is under Department of Atomic Energy, DAE. Heavy water is used as a moderator and a coolant. India is one of the largest manufacturers of this heavy water. This board operates 7 plants in the country at different locations, Baroda being the initial beginning, right? Next, 86, universal account number. That's the first statement. It is associated with EPFO. It is associated with Ministry of Employment and Labor, and it's a 12-digit number that is given. So Provident Fund, right? So 86th is A. 87th, Civil Aviation. The Ministry of Civil Aviation, nodal ministry. It's right. This is correct statement. Second, Airports Economic Regulatory Authority is a constitutional. We know this is not a constitutional body, so 2 is wrong. Bureau of Civil Aviation has a responsibility to coordinate. This is also true. So here, A answer is D, 1 and 3 only. Second statement is wrong. 88, Yukti, Yogya Kalakriti ki Technique. Now this ministry mentioned is wrong here, nothing else. 88, it should be Ministry of Human Resource Development, HRD, and not Skill Development. 89, Eco Development Forces Scheme. This is the scheme by Ministry of, here it is mentioned Environment and Climate Change only, but it is not the case. It is Ministry of Defense, right? Second statement throws a light on it. Major objectives are ecological restoration of terrain rendered difficult either due to severe degradation or remote location or difficult area. So Ministry of Defense has this scheme under it, right? So answer is 2 and 3 only. Promotion of employment of retired army officers is also one of the aims. Question number 90, MAA, right? Mother's Absolute Affection Program. This step or this program was started basically by the government to promote and create awareness about breastfeeding practices in the country. We are very well aware that if in the first hour breastfeeding is done by the mother to the newborn, many deaths and malnutrition and the intellectual physical development of the child is taken care of. Many deaths can be prevented and the normal physical and mental development is taken care of. But in India, unfortunately, because of either lack of awareness, some myths, and lack of support, and socially also, what is observed is many women, say nearly 50-60% follow it, but then there are 30 to 40%. Many times it happens that in the first hour the child doesn't receive breast milk. So here, I would like to add that initially when the child is fed breast milk in the first hour, uh, immunoglobulins, so it's very good for immunity of the child, right, initially. But then if that the child does not receive, right, the child is very much susceptible to infections in the initial stages of its life. So question number 90, here it is a program of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The ministry is mentioned wrong here. Statement correct is only one. Second and third, both statements are wrong. Here, if the practices are followed properly, 13% of under 5 mortality can be prevented, and 20% of newborn deaths can be prevented if breastfeeding is started within the first hour of birth of the child, newborn. So answer is A, one only. 91, mosquito program. This is D, ICMR. It was developed by CDAC. I saw the website. Developed mobile based malaria surveillance system. So that is malaria surveillance system which is mobile based. Mosquito. 92, Purvodaya. Mission mode project started to boost steel manufacturing. That is correct. Odisha and Jharkhand only. No, it is Chota Nagpur Plateau. So Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, a number of states like West Bengal also is a part of it. Uh, the major hub is going to be implemented at Kalinga, which is in Odisha. And it will triple the steel production in next 2 years. Not exactly, right? It's not that fast. So here answer is A, one only. 93, Tithi Bhojan. This is associated with midday meal scheme. So that is correct. Two is the B is the answer here. 94, Raj Tarangini and what's that? Nilmat Puran, right? Raj Tarangini, we have heard about it. It is Kalhan. This is the first historical account of Jammu and Kashmir. So C is the answer. 95, Yuva Vigyani Karyakram is launched by, it is ISRO. This is like catch them young. ISRO wanted those people to be uh, this talent to be tapped earlier. So 9 standard students are given an opportunity for residential course by ISRO and visits to different ISRO's facilities. So here it is, the program is called Yuvika. Uh, ISRO Catch Them Young, 3 students from 9 standard from each state or UT, 2 weeks residential training is given, visits to 4 centers of ISRO. Now, this is 96. Which of the following is the first country in the world to facial biometric cards, like biometric seafarer identity? This is India. It is the first country to do that, right? It is implemented by Ministry of Shipping. A national database would be created, and this information about these people would be available internationally also. 97, IPPB, about India Post Payment Bank. Sukanya Samriddhi account can be linked to. See, what I have found on the internet is through IPPB, your contribution to Sukanya Samriddhi account can be done. So this statement should be right. Small size loans could also be available. So recently, government has made a decision in August 2019 that this will be converted into a small finance bank, IPPB. So here answer should be C, right? 97. Uh, I think it is given D, but answer should be C. Next, question number 98. Currently, the world's largest this project is Kaleshwaram. This is on Godavari, right? Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. This is on Godavari in Telangana district. 99, universal account number, we have seen this, it is EPFO. And lastly, 100, which of the following 5-year plans? It is 8th 5-year plan, 1992 to 1997. Here, the 8th 5-year plan is also called as Rao Manmohan plan. And the target here for economic development, GDP growth was 5.6%, but then it was 6.8, which was achieved. So major focus was on poverty elevation and tackling unemployment, right? So this is all from my side. If there are any doubts, you can ping me, send a message on the group also. I can reply there or too, right? So with this, I end this session. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.